All right, and welcome to the pre-post show presented by BBP Rugby. Check them out. They are the official apparel of the B-Side Boys. You can check out our shirt here. If you need a new kit for your high school team, your club, men's, women's, whatever, go check them out. BBP Sport, BBP Rugby. They have the best rugby apparel, whether t-shirts, kits, shorts, whatever. Go check them out. But speaking of checking out, guys, did you check out Jason Kelce has a video of him throwing around a rugby ball? Check this out right here. What do you think? How's his form, Gim?
Not bad. He's obviously a great athlete, but definitely doesn't have his hand position right. But, for not being taught, he's giving it a go, giving it a good whip.
Yeah, and he probably hasn't thrown a ball around too often. Phil, any pointers you'd give him?
Oh, I'm not very good at passing a rugby ball
either.
And we love because he is constantly talking about rugby. He seems interested in rugby.
He's brought it up a couple times in his podcast, which is really cool.
And his brother Travis, I don't know if you've heard of him, but there's been a few times that Travis Kelce, he likes to lateral the ball downfield.
That's true.
Where he hits someone and turns his back to him, and it looks like a simple offload.
Right.
PFT always talks about if you want to revolutionize football, we need more laterals. So the fact that Jason Kelce's got video of him throwing a ball, Jordan Mailata from the Eagles as well, former rugby player.
Yep.
A lot of rugby connections there. Keep talking about it. And I think, too, when you look at the MLR Reddit page and when people are talking about expansion on Twitter, where should new MLR teams form? A lot of people talk about Philly. You're close to Penn State. Philly. Temple used to host the CRC. How cool would it be if Jason Kelce could be a partial owner or just an ambassador for that club?
That'd be great.
Jason Kelce seems like a rugby guy. He seems like he gets it.
There's tons of videos of him obviously hanging out with all the fans stuff. He went nuts with the Bills Mafia and stuff. He's got the personality to be that guy, that rugby guy. So it'd be really cool if he got involved in it. Literally the same thing with Free Jacks have NFL connections. We got Nate Ebner and Pat Chung. So it's why not?
Why not?
And then they could get Rob McElhaney, who's from
Philly.
Yeah,
he likes buying teams.
He likes buying teams.
I mean, that's
with
the thing.
Somebody else.
Yeah, exactly. He's not going to do it alone.
Yeah.
But no, I feel like that would be, as rugby fans, it would be that'd be perfect because it would just bring so much exposure. And Philly needs a team. When we look at, when people are on Twitter, they're on Reddit, and they're like, where should the next expansion team? People aren't saying oh man, we're so excited for LA. It's no, people are like, get to Philly. So that could be cool. And you brought up the Free Jacks. Yeah. I want to ask you guys. Kansas City Chiefs, they're saying they're in a dynasty right now. They just went back-to-back. Do you think the Free Jacks can go back-to-back this year? Do you think they're the favorite to win it again?
That's a tough question. I mean, I think they would. They're in the conversation, obviously. San Diego Legion, obviously, was kind of considered the favorite last year. Free Jacks beat them. Free Jacks also, in my opinion, have the best fan base. They have probably the best backing in the league, so I think that's going to actually help carry them as well, because obviously the more support you have from your fans and your administration, the more successful your team's going to be.
Yeah, and they have a great, like you said, ownership with former NFL Super Bowl champions. They know what a winning program looks like, even though it's a different sport. The CEO and the head coach of the Free Jacks, a lot of experience there. I think the only signing I've really seen, they have this kid who was at Indiana, former draft pick of theirs. Has some caps for the USA Sevens team. So they don't lose much. They're adding a really talented player as well. Gim, any other thoughts on the Free Jacks and if they can repeat?
I definitely think they can. I mean, there's a lot of turmoil in MLR this fall, with the two teams dropping out. Kind of stuff seemed up in the air. Now it seemed to, they seemed to even out the whole league. But there's never been an issue up there. And
the Free Jacks seem like stability is what they're known for. They have one of the cleanest uniforms, and they don't drift from it. Yeah. We saw that last week. I mean, they seem like stability is key, and that's what's going to keep them in the conversation. Every year they've gotten better, and it's going to be hard to get better from last year.
And like you said, they have good funding, and they have rugby people running their team.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, speaking of I know we didn't really talk about it earlier, but with Reddit, though.
Phil's going rogue.
I'm going a little rogue. So somebody brought up a pretty interesting idea on Reddit about using like a Super Bowl ad almost like for the MLR because like XFL or USFL, like their deal, they've kind of like put ads. They use like ads for like playoffs or something like that.
Yeah.
You know, try to get a little more exposure. Yeah. It's like, that's kind of a cool idea, but aren't Super Bowl ads like $7 million
for 30
like
seconds?
Yeah.
So it's like, that's a pretty big.
What would the return on investment be? Would you make that money back up? But I mean, that's the market. I mean, football fans are like, oh, there's no football. What do I do next? How do we get it in front of people?
And I mean, it's going to be in New Orleans next year, so it's like NOLA could get involved with that somehow, possibly.
I know where we're getting the $7 million from.
Where?
World Rugby could pay for the Super Bowl ad because they want to grow rugby in America. We solved it. World Rugby buys the Super Bowl ad for Major League Rugby. Boom. Speaking of breaking news, my pager just went off. We have breaking news from a friend of the program. Let's send it away. He's buzzing in now. Iowa State men's head coach Ant Frine, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me, guys. Excited to be on the Valentine's Day episode of the
It's because we love you so much, and we love that you have breaking news, special announcement to announce with us. Take it away.
Yeah, we're excited to announce, as everyone knows, Iowa State is back in the USA Rugby D1AA men's 15s Final Four. This year, the East Regional Final will be hosted at Des Moines Rugby Club. Huge advantage to be able to have that locally. Also, have a really good showing. A lot of things going on in the state, really positive. This is just another, example of all the hard work a lot of people are doing. So we're really hoping to, have a great home field advantage, have a lot of familiar faces there cheering on the boys as they look to make it to another national title game.
Fantastic. And we caught you in between practices. You're down at the turf right now. How are practices going?
Practices are going good, Mr. Gray. One of the things at Iowa State, we always seem to get better as the year goes on, and I think this year's no exception to that. A lot of those freshmen that we got in the fall that we had to plug right into the lineup, we've been able to put them in the weight room, really challenge them with some, long shot goals, but a lot of them they've hit. So, yeah, very excited about the outlook this spring in the Final Four.
Awesome. And who are some teams we should watch out for? Obviously, Iowa State's the favorite, but who will be there? And then when is it again?
So, first off, coming out, it looks like it's going to be between Sam Houston State and Rice. They're still playing their way through that side of the bracket, but those are probably the two favorites to meet us there. And it'll be April 13th at 3 p.m. at the Des Moines Rugby Clubhouse.
April 13th. I think you can count on seeing us there then.
We'll be there with bells on. Eastside Boys Live.
We're hoping men's clubs show up to support, but also it's going to be right in the thick of that high school season. It would be a great opportunity for a lot of these high school kids to not only see what college rugby's like, but to see, what high-level college rugby looks like so they can, see where they need to be. A lot of these kids have high goals, and this is a great way for them to, check out what that looks like.
Awesome. Well, Ant, thank you for joining us. We'll let you get back to practice, brother.
Awesome. Thanks for having me, guys. Happy Valentine's Day. Phil, should I assume my gift is in the mail, or are you going to deliver that?
I'm probably going to deliver it. So, okay, bye. Love you.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
All right, and that was head coach Ant Frine. Thank you again for joining us for the pre-post show brought to you by BBP Rugby. Again, go get your rugby apparel needs from BBP Rugby. Fellas, it's been a great one. We'll see you again next week. Final thoughts, Gim?
Nope. I got to get my shorts ordered like ASAP from BBP. So.
Oh, actually, I need to do that too. So I got to go do that.
Sounds good.
Happy Mardi Gras.
We still need to find a way to end the show.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
We got to figure that out.
Mm-hmm.
Just finger guns.
Pew,
Pew, pew, pew.
Nope.
No.